Hi folks, I am 12MJ RPM DS14. You may refer to me as either 12MJ and or MJ. So far this video is about comparing the two games, which is Pou, well more so now Pou 1 and Pou 3D, aka a Pou 2, it's just that's 3D. So this is a comparison of two games. I basically played the original Pou before, somewhere around early 2010s when I got one of my older devices, which is a older iOS device, which is a iPad mini. And basically this game is one of my favorite virtual pet games at the time, one of the games that technically has some good quality for the most part. So this game is basically a standard virtual pet sim, as well as its sequel, Pou 3D. You basically raise an alien known as Pou, who's known by the name Pou, but technically you can call it whatever you want, even though you don't have the ability to rename it from Pou to something that you wanted, but it's alright. So far, basically besides raising your pet Pou, you can also play mini games, which I'll get back onto the mini games for a moment. Mainly the mini games purpose is for you to earn currency, which it's coins for this instance. So basically, you earn said amount of coins that you wanted after replaying a bunch of the mini games that you're prefer to play or are skilled at playing, to unlock various cosmetics and other beneficial things, such as a beneficial food that can raise your needs for your Pou faster, and upgrades for one of your vehicles, which is a car for one of the mini games that you play that involves your Pou driving a car. And also customization is one of the biggest factors of both Pou and Pou 3D. So far, I got the most experience of playing the original Pou, though I did dabble for some time when it comes to Pou 3D. So basically, the customization for the first Pou game is quite wide. I have played other virtual games that has some customization, but they're not as wide compared to Pou. And probably another game named My Boo, but I have another video already posted called My Boo, and even its sequel, which I'll talk about that in said video there. So basically Pou's and Pou 3D's customization is very wide. Pou 3D has a much wider customization with much more a configuration. The original Pou has a wide enough color palette, though there are some limits to it. Depends on which items you got, but it can be considered not as much of a problem. It's more so a flawed a somewhat of a flawed or not so flawed, or even some valid nitpick for the most part. For the case if you're getting a skin color for Pou, unfortunately you cannot get the color gray skin color for Pou, mainly because it requires you to pay $1 real life dollar for it, which is technically not good for the original Pou. Compared to its sequel Pou 3D, you actually have access to purchase the gray skin tone for Pou on the get-go. which is like quite good for the most part for like wider customization. And like so far, like there are other items that do not have like a consistent color palette choice, like mainly like besides gray, like for the case of the skin tone. There's also like a like a like a true brown in the skin tone as well, which like it only has the default Pou skin labeled as brown, even though it's actually more so tan colored. And like for like the majority of items, like there's technically like some colors such as like the volleyball or like other items. Like they either exclude the color black or white. And probably the most prominent color that's like a kind of like a absent in the original Pou or Pou 1 is technically like a so the like a, at least like a one light tone skin color, which I refer to as like a apricot, or you can also refer to it as peach, or like tan, beige, pale, or khaki. But I mostly will refer to it as apricot, which is technically not there. But there's like valid reasons as to why that color was not there in the original Pou, mainly because like you don't want Pou to look like they're actually like a more naked, especially if you choose that as your skin color for the most part, even though technically speaking Pou's like default skin color is like tannish brown by default, like for the original Pou. And like going on to like a Pou 3D, like Pou 3D has like a, for the majority, like its color palette is much wider, like by like some bits compared to Pou 1. Like Pou 3D has the missing color apricot, and apricot was kind of labeled as Pou's default skin color, surprisingly. And like you have more options of like colors, like in like Pou 3D or Pou 2, mainly because there's like a new system of like customizing clothing compared to the original Pou / Pou 1. Pou 1 has like a different like a color variation list catalogs of like the same like shirts, for example, but like you have different variations such as stripes or polka dots. And when you, for example, select the stripes, you don't have a color toggle to customize the stripes, though. You mainly have like a list of colors that have like a based on like the available color palette to like select the color, like a pattern for the striped t-shirt that you're choosing. Like for example, you chose like a black. Like there's like the pure black stripes, which is kind of like a pointless. Like you can get like a regular black shirt for Pou instead of like the straight black version because it's just pure black. But you can also choose like a gray, white, and so on and so forth. But like it's kind of a hassle because like technically you're going to like have the trouble like if you either have like multiple favorite like colors that you want in like a straight pattern, but you need to like purchase them individually, which is kind of a hassle, a pricey hassle, which you have to like pay like the Pou currency coins via playing the mini games many times in order to get them. And if you're somebody who wants to do like a up-to-date completionist run for Pou, like it's gonna take a shit long while, which kinda not good. While like a Pou 3D, Slash Pou 2 kinda solves that problem with the new color toggle system. So like for example, you want a striped shirt for Pou to wear, and like when you select it, basically like you have the option to like now change the colors of like whatever a set of colors that you want for your Pou a straight shirt to be. Like for example, you chose black as like one of your first parts, and then you have the second toggle that you can choose. Like you can choose either red or pink or violet, so on and so forth, which is quite good. And however, there's somewhat of a nitpick, but not really. Like basically you have to pay via using coins again to basically get the individual colors that you wanted for said a colored shirt toggle, which can be a hassle for some, because you have to grind and work in playing the mini games to get the coin currency to get the colors that you wanted again. But at least it's easier to toggle the colors instead of purchasing individual separate clothing for in the original Pou / Pou 1. Pou 3D / Pou 2 is able to let you change the colors whatever you want on your preferred striped shirt. And also you can turn off and turn on some toggles, if you got in Pou 3D for that case, in that game only, if you got a dress and you want your Pou's dress to have straps instead of sleeveless, you can turn it on and turn it off, and also choose the color of said straps that you wanted for your Pou's dress to wear, for the most part. And all I can say, technically speaking, the final thing, which is very quick, technically grinding in both of those games are easy. The original Pou game is easier to get much more coin currency compared to Pou 3D. They made it somewhat harder in some ways, which is okay for those who want challenge. And so far, on which games I would recommend more on playing, even though both of these games are good, Pou 3D is kind of better in terms of wide customization, but the original Pou game / Pou 1 is still good for the most part. It's still surprisingly got updates, and that's all I can say. So later folks, thanks for viewing this video and listening to the end. So later for now folks.